Welcome back to the Chens podcast. Today, I'm going to be interviewing TeboeCubes. We're going to be asking him some questions about YouTubing, cubing, and more. So, are you ready?
Yep, excited to be here.
Alrighty. So, the first question, for those who for some reason clicked on this podcast but don't know you, could you go ahead and explain who you are and what you do on your channel?
All right, so I have a YouTube channel called TeboeCubes. It's all about cubing. I tend to do like challenges, entertainment type videos. Try to make it as original as possible every single video, and I'm slowly growing the channel. I have about 5,000 subscribers right now, and if you're watching, then if that sounds interesting to you, you should definitely subscribe.
Yeah. So you make really good content, and something
Thank
I've
you.
noticed is like a lot of your content revolves around like challenge type videos. Like not really, but more than a lot of other YouTubers that I see making things like video essays. So as like almost like a Mr. Beast at cubing, I guess I don't really know how to describe
Yeah.
it. How would you describe like where you get your ideas and why you go ahead and choose those?
I think a lot of my inspirations for like YouTube are outside of cubing. Like I used to be really inspired by like DGCubes, JRCuber, people like that. And I still am to an extent inspired by people like Cubehead or Kingman. But I think more so I'm inspired by bigger YouTubers who are outside of cubing, such as, Mr. Beast, obviously. Eric.
Yeah.
Have you heard of He's a Cuber? The YouTuber?
Case of Cuba, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. No, he makes
Yeah.
great videos. I think him and I have like the same kind of like same kind of style, like same kind of like video ideas, inspirations. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think we're both going for that kind of just a lot of the bigger YouTubers that have not necessarily cubing content, but just overall entertaining content in general. I think they've, really figured out how to make an entertaining YouTube video, and I'm partially inspired by them.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Pace of Cuber is great. I've talked with him quite a bit, and people like him that make really good videos, and they really are like similar to what is big right now, but it's a very good like combination of cubing and like what people tend to enjoy. At least that's what it seems. Next off, so similar to your videos, I've seen you've been doing a lot of live streams recently. Um, Namely your like donate $1 donation equals 10 solves live streams. Could you go ahead and
Yes.
talk about that and explain why you chose to make that kind of content and if you are enjoying
All
it?
right. So yeah, I had this idea one day of like kind of doing this like donation thing. Like I'll add a certain number of solves for every dollar, like some kind of incentive for people to donate through super chat, and like directly interact with them that way. And I think like the first time I did that, I made like a few dollars. The second time I did that, and it was actually turning out to be like more profitable than like AdSense. And so I was just like, I could just do this all the time. And like obviously after doing it all the time, you don't get as much revenue from it. But I did have this idea. Like this is like months ago before I even had the live stream idea. I had an idea at 5,000 subscribers. I sold 5,000 Rubik's cubes, and then after thinking about it for a bit, solving 5,000 cubes in just a YouTube video would get kind of boring, I think. But doing it, having a recurring, like either weekly or daily series where I do a live stream and add in that fundraising element, I think would be really, I thought it'd be really cool. And I started doing like daily streams. I stopped doing the daily streams because I knew like if I did that for a while, I would get burnt out, and I still want to like keep it, fun. And so I'm currently in the middle of that. I'm gonna try to do streams like every maybe week, twice a week maybe, through the summer. Try to get all the 5,000 solves done. I recently switched to 2x2 for the 5,000 solves because I realized like it would just be like absolute torture if I just did 5,000 3x3 solves, and that would take probably several months to do, and I just don't want to keep doing it that long because I do. I do want to be known for my videos as much as I live stream, and I live stream quite a bit now. But I don't want that to take over my entire content. But yeah, no, I found it's actually, I think for me it's still more profitable than my videos, and of course I like appreciate everyone who donates and stuff, and I'm trying to find more like fun incentives or ways to interact with the audience like that.
Yeah, that's really cool. What I found is like people. So basically, this is a little bit off topic from what I'm saying, but it relates to what you were saying. Um, like on YouTube, there's this big drive of people trying to make money. Obviously, like
Yeah,
that's a big
of
motive for
course,
some
of
people.
course.
And I really like the creative aspect because, like, of how you do it. Because you see, with AdSense and stuff, I'm not monetized yet, but I understand like it takes a while for you to have like a legitimate income. Like a good
Yeah,
way to enjoy that is it seems would be your kind of live streams that you do, which is really interesting because it's a solid way for other YouTubers to look at like possible ways to like reach out. So that's really cool.
yeah, more income streams.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, I was,
Anyway,
and oh, wait, I had a little more to say about that.
of
I kind of
course.
forgot. Wait, hold on. Oh yeah. For the streaming thing, it's kind of like have you heard of Ludwig, the Twitch streamer?
Oh yeah, yeah. Switch to
Yeah, he
YouTube,
did a
right?
thing called the
Yeah.
he did a thing called the subathon where he like stream and then every time people donated he would just like keep streaming for longer and I think he like streamed nonstop for like a couple months or something. But it was that was cool and I think it's kind of similar to my idea.
Yeah, that's really cool. I've never
Yeah.
heard of that, but I heard of the whole thing where he like came on YouTube and Twitch was like, "Yeah, I want the other
Yeah, he
platform," and that went really
switched to
viral.
YouTube.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the streams are really cool because I think like streams and a YouTuber is like, or a YouTuber in general is like with their audience and like talking with them makes them seem like less disconnected and like when
Yeah.
you're doing a lot of live streams and stuff, that shows your audience like, oh, how connected you are to your channel, and that's like super
Oh yeah,
interesting to
for
see, and
sure.
it's also super good to see in YouTubing. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I like that aspect of it.
Mm-hmm. So I have another question here. It's kind of steering away from the live streaming content aspect of the last couple of questions, but I was going to ask, what do you think of Yihang's record, and for that matter, Max's world record single? And do you think those records
Ooh.
will be broken anytime soon? This is a big
Um
question.
I assume you mean Yi Hang's like new 33 average world record.
Yeah, like
Yeah, the one with the counting
sub four
three,
point
four
five.
point four eight. Yeah.
Yeah,
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 no,
that's what
those
it
are both
was.
insane. And I'm so glad that Max has the record. Because it hadn't been broken in a while. Like the 3x3 single
No,
hasn't been broken in forever. I literally like the second that was broken, somebody posted like a YouTube short. I guess someone who was at the
I saw your
competition and
comment
like
on that. Yeah,
yeah. And I was like at
it's
first
like
I was like
160
this
days,
yeah,
1,660
no, it was like a
days.
thousand and something. I don't think my number was correct actually. I think people are saying other things. But yeah, I saw that. I like almost didn't even believe that it was real. I thought like, oh, this is either unofficial or this is like fake or this is clickbait. And I look at it and no, it's like he legit broke the world record. And yeah, no, it was a
Yeah,
really important day for cubing. I think because
same.
record hasn't been broken in forever.
I know. Yeah, I saw your comment and I was like, "Oh my word, you're right." So I looked it up.
Yeah.
It's like 1 or 2 more days, but still, it's absolutely incredible. What Max did there, and it got cubing a lot of press. Which see in the industry of cubing for a
Oh, you're
hobby or
freezing
a
a
sport
little.
to grow, it needs money, which makes it like an
Oh,
industry. And Max's thing got everywhere. Like it was on CNN, and that grew the industry like a ridiculous amount because I was getting DMs from my friends, texts from my friends, like, even my aunt sent me Max's record, and she was like, "Did you see this?"
yeah,
She was like,
yeah. I
"This
think
guy who has
my aunt told
autism."
me about it too.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, she saw it on the
She sent
news
me
or
that, and I
something.
was like, "No way! It's everywhere. It's really cool because like Max is a
Yeah.
celebrity at this point." So
Mm-hmm.
that record, both those records were absolutely insane. To the next part of that question, do you think they'll be broken anytime soon?
Oh, I think it's easy to think that because the record hasn't been broken in so long, and now it's even faster, then it won't be broken for an even longer time. But honestly, I think
Yeah,
isn't Yihang getting like a lot of sub threes, or not a lot, but like a couple sub threes, and I think some other
yeah.
people are getting maybe a couple sub threes as well. It could happen. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm kind of waiting for a sub three world record because I feel like when we get there, we know we've reached a pinnacle of 3x3. Like there is a
Yeah,
physical limit to how fast and how efficiently you can do like 15, 20 moves. Um,
yeah.
so I'm curious to see where that goes. But yeah, people have been getting a lot of sub threes.
And Max's solve was super lucky as well. Like obviously this like the skill needed to look ahead that far into the solve and to see those lucky things is why it's
Yeah,
really impressive. But the solve was really lucky as well.
yeah, it was. It was like the craziest F2L CLL skip.
Yeah.
I reconstructed it, which I regret doing because I feel like everyone reconstructs. But I reconstructed that on my channel, and I was just like, this was an incredible song, and it was an incredible double X cross, but it was still like it was lucky, which all
Yeah.
world record singles are. But yeah, yeah, those are
Hmm.
definitely pretty lucky songs. Next off, to kind of the point of the records and stuff. I don't know if you've seen, but there's been a lot of talk about, well, a lot of talk. I say the people I've seen at least bring up Yihang's 2x2 times. Have you seen those, and do you have any thoughts on if he'll become world class at 2x2?
Oh, I've actually never heard anything about Yihang's 2x2 times. I mean,
Wow.
I'm sure he's
Yeah.
fast because of his skill at 3x3, but I've personally never heard anything about it.
Yeah, so I don't think a lot of people have this why I kind of like backtracked, but I've seen people bring it up, and I saw it when I looked at his WCA profile. He actually had this incredible like improvement. About 2019, he was his first competition in December. He got a 30-second average 3x3, and I don't think he even competed in 2x2.
Wow.
And now he's coming after Zankanahi for the 2x2 record, and is
Wow.
he got his first sub 10 average at a 7.84 less than a year later from his first comp in a 30-second average. So that's kind of where that stands. But I was like, really wonder if he's gonna come and like destroy everyone. We'll
Yeah,
see.
that'd be cool because he kind of like beat the main quest, which is like 3x3, and now he's just doing side
Yeah,
quests. Like, yeah,
yeah, yeah. I'm just because like um that video. I'm gonna look for it and I'll put it on the screen in the final podcast. But someone was saying like Max has got to be scared now because Ian's gonna come after his big cube records after this. Once he like
oh my
reaches his
god, yeah,
final destination from 2x2 and 3 by
yeah.
3 he's gonna come
And
and
Yihang is
dominate on
what,
the other
9 years old?
clans. Yeah, he's 9. He just turned 9. Like
Yeah, so he has
the
like a
video I
lot
did
of
about
time.
yeah, video I did about him. I compared him to my little brother who I just taught how to solve a cube, and like it really shows you. Claim my little brother is ADHD, but the average 9-year-old is not Yihang Wang. Let
Oh
alone
yeah,
is the average first sub 10 time a year after your first competition and 7.85. So it's like
yeah,
I'm really excited to see how fast Yihang improves because we also saw him in Monkey League. He was great, but he was not beating Timon. He actually, I think he kind of got knocked out a little bit early. So that's kind of interesting. But yeah,
yeah.
next off, to the point to all the records and stuff, and I mentioned the industry keeping. I kind of went back and forth, and it's been a little back and forth with me bringing up the industry. But do you think that that word industry has a specific? I've said industry like 5 times in that sentence. Do you think the word industry has like any value in cubing right now, and do you think it'll grow? Because that's just something I've been thinking about personally. I don't know if that's a big topic in the
Like
community though.
cube companies, like, or
Like
what?
so basically if you think of something like what's this? Let me think of something random. The microphone industry. The microphone industry needed to have money in it, and for when people started having a demand for microphones, that would improve the industry. So, do you think these solves like a 9-year-old prodigy breaking an average and Max, this autistic guy, seemingly just coming in and destroying the 3 world record average that went viral? Do you think that's going to have any value to cubing and like basically, how do I phrase this?
Yeah,
I
I
don't want
think
to
I
say
know
it's
what you mean.
industry. I've said industry like 50 times, but do you think that will improve like basically the money in Cuban? Like how
Oh, I
corporate,
mean,
I guess. I don't know.
yeah. I mean, if you look at it, doesn't Max have like a partnership with Rubik's or something?
Yeah, he does. He's a Rubik's
Yeah.
ambassador.
Yeah, so I think, I mean, not even that specifically, but like, I think a lot of the people, like you said, a lot of your friends or your aunt who like sees, um, the world records being broken on like a mainstream source, and that might inspire some people to get into cubing themselves, buy cubes, and add. The bigger the cubing community is, I think the more money will be in there in the industry.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. It's like it's interesting though because I feel like so basically I've talked about this with a couple of people on the podcast. Cubing has had some incredible opportunities. We are like infinitely impressive to some people because it's like Olivia Kleiner made this comparison on the podcast. She said like if someone's really good at chess, I'll respect them and I'll be like, oh, that's great, you're good at chess. But I have never tried to competitively do chess, nor have I spent much time doing chess. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But cubing, everyone's tried to solve the Rubik's Cube. Everyone's tried to go on YouTube, try to do it, find a tutorial, and go impress their friends at school. So it's an extra level of impressive when a cuber walks up and solves the cube in 9 seconds, or even like 15, 20 seconds for an amateur, like 30, 40 seconds. Um, so yeah, that might kind of help seeing that kind of motivation for people. But yeah, I see what you're saying there. That could definitely help the industry. I have
yeah.
a couple questions on here on my little script that I don't think necessarily relate to what we were talking about. So I'm going to try to find a pretty solid one. And I like this
All
one
right.
right here. Do you think that the competitiveness of YouTubers will improve? Because like that's a badly phrased question. But if you think about it, Timon and Max are not creating cubing content. They are posting themselves and they're being professional speakers. So do you think YouTubers who Cubehead's pretty fast, do you think YouTubers like Cubehead who are becoming more professional, do you think that will be good or bad for them? Because obviously that means they're gonna spend more time like improving 303 in general, but it could also kind of where was I going with this? I kind of got off track.
Yeah, I think I know what you're
Um
saying though.
yeah.
Like,
It could also kind of
will
decrease their content value.
all right. Actually, I think it'll probably increase because they have that credibility now. Saying like, imagine Cubehead, like in the far future, breaks the average world record of 3x3. Now he can say like
Yeah.
he is the fastest cuber, and now he has that credibility that he can, use in his videos. If he makes a tutorial about how to get faster at 3x3, it's not just coming from some random cuber. It's coming from the fastest cuber. Like, look at Felix. Felix was never really a YouTuber per se. Like he made videos,
Mm-hmm.
he posted solves, but he still has like 300,000 subscribers just
Yeah.
because of the I
Just
guess
because
the
he's fast.
celebrity status. Yeah, the celebrity status that he has in the cubing
Yeah.
community. So I think yeah, if a YouTuber becomes world class, I guess. Which actually, now that I'm thinking of it, that kind of already happened because TheCubes, he
Mm-hmm.
became world class at pyramids, and I think he had a world record or something.
Yeah.
And I think
Huh?
TherCuber, Daniel Karnock, he became world
Yeah.
class at Spur
Triple
One.
cubers.
So I
Yeah.
think it's definitely happened. As long as the YouTubers who become world class don't entirely switch their content to just posting solves, I think they could still make interesting
Yeah.
content that'll grow their channels.
Yeah. I think something else I was trying to say in that question, I definitely lost my train of thought. But I was like, another cool thing about that, I definitely agree with what you're saying, is these people, like, credibility is really big in cubing, right?
Yeah,
Because people, if they continue to post content, they'll be almost pioneers. Because I feel like, I don't know, maybe not a lot of people, I felt like this. When I was first starting cubing, I knew a lot of crap. I knew a lot about cubing, because I had been watching cubing YouTube for a while, and I was like 7 when I learned to solve it and stuff. But like, I kind of had this idea: oh, I can be a YouTuber, or I can like have this like random dream of like becoming really good at like cubing. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But it's like, if someone does both, it kind of gives people more like a wider view of what cubing is. Like, it doesn't make YouTubers seem like these people who went down that route. You know what I mean? I feel like
right.
a lot of
Yeah,
people
I
have like these
definitely see
big
what you're
dreams of
saying.
improving.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I for sure see what you're saying, like about the different like types of cubers. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
there's the YouTubers, the world class like fast people, the like cube collectors, I guess. I guess you don't
The
really see that
wannabes.
many like yeah, I guess you don't really see like cube collection videos. At least I don't much anymore, but I know like JR Cuber had a bunch of cubes and
Yeah.
stuff, and I believe,
Guess
and there's
through
like the
cubing.
people who yeah, Z3 cubing as well, and there were
I,
like people
I
who
watched
modded
him a
cubes
ton when I
like
was little.
same. Yeah, no, I watched. I think just like the DG Cubes, Derpy Cuber, like hashtag Cuber,
Yeah,
that whole like friend group.
I
I was
know.
super inspired by them when I started
Same.
making YouTube videos. They were like some of my biggest inspirations.
Same. Literally. So like hashtag Keeper doesn't really post anymore. And when I was on a
Yeah,
podcast with Eddie Bach, and he said she still competed because I didn't like thought to look at her WCA profile. I was like, oh my word, my idol is still competing. You know what I mean? Because
yeah,
like I watched her on YouTube
yeah.
Kids.
Because
But yeah,
they're like in college now, right? Like,
yeah,
so I
I
guess they don't
think
have as much time.
all
I
of them are
mean,
in college.
yeah. And now
I
I'm going
mean,
to
I guess
college. Like, hopefully, I don't
Derpy's
stop
world
posting
class.
videos.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not in college yet, but I'm just kind of curious. I think a lot of people are like younger cubers or like people who like don't
Yeah,
only do cubing. It's like, where's my channel that I'm ridiculously devoted to or like really have big dreams for gonna be in 10 years, you know what I mean?
yeah. No,
But
I
I
totally
definitely
see
see what
you.
you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Um,
especially now. I think especially now the kind of newer like generation of cubers are growing up more on I think well J Perm, big one, Tingman, Cubehead, and that's like the new generation.
yeah.
So yeah, yeah. It's interesting to see
Yeah,
how it's
I'm
changed. There was like a lot of unboxings. There's unboxings now, but like there was a lot of it used to just be like unboxings, reviews, walkthrough solves, Q&As, stuff like
tutorials.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
tutorials.
I think that's one reason that kind of legacy of Derpy Cuber, DJ Cubes, and hashtag Cuber was like a lot to young cubers. Like I started when I was ridiculously little, just like watching cubing.
Mm-hmm.
But I wasn't very serious. Like they were very influential to me because they were different. Like they obviously made like the normal content then, but they also made like these like kind of vlogs, like funny content showing off their personalities, and that's really
Oh yeah.
popular now. So I would say they were really pioneers in that because if you see Cupid, people love him for his personality. He's hilarious. You can watch a Cupid video and be like, all right, I'm gonna be belly laughing partway through this. And they kind of pioneered that, like showing your personality in your content.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
the
so that's
interactions between the cubers is kind of what made it special. Like the vlogs that they would have together, or the comp vlogs, or the podcasts. You know.
mm-hmm. Yeah, that's like it's interesting. That kind of brings up another point of like the eras of cubing, because right now I would say we're in a pretty solid Cupid, JPerm, Tingman era, and
Yeah.
not that I don't love those creators, but it really shows like it's almost like comes in and out with the like trends of cubing. Like I wouldn't say Felix was a trend, but think about Felix's grand time and who was trending then. And now think about like Timon and Max. I guess Max was kind of in the middle. But now think about
Yeah.
like Timon's grand time and now who's
And
trending.
Yihang.
So I think yeah. So I think a Yang might be the start of something new because I feel like as a Cuban community we go through phases together. So it's like
Yeah.
it would be interesting to see, you know, who the next people who come up are. I mean, I would love it to be me, but I kind of doubt that. So we'll
Yeah.
all see like how that goes.
Yeah. I think to add
Yeah.
to the Cubehead Tingman like J Perm as far as like YouTubers go, I think we should also add like the TikTokers like Soup Timmy,
Mm.
Captain Huber. I
Yeah.
think short form content is very much influencing the way cubing content is.
Yeah. Short form content is very captivating because you see all these things and people are becoming dopamine machines. We need to stop short form content. But it's very interesting because it's a very unique way of getting information across. Like, I'm not on TikTok. I am on like Instagram and YouTube and stuff. I see these people, TikTokers, short form creators basically, making this incredible content, but they're not seen as like YouTubers, obviously, but they're making a
Yeah,
different breed of content that appeals to a whole new audience. I think a lot of the younger audience right now, a lot of like 9, 10, 11, even my age, like 12-year olds, watching the short form content is what they really enjoy, and being able to branch out to them is something that could be incredibly valuable for the human community. And these people pioneering that, kind of underrated, lucky. They're kind
yeah.
of
I think also the
paving the way.
TikTokers and the short form creators, like they make content that's more geared towards like non cubers or towards like a wider audience. So I think that's why Soup Timmy has 3 million subscribers, and he just started a couple years
Hmm.
ago because he has such a wide
Yeah,
reach. Yeah, so I think it's super interesting. I've kind of thought about getting into like more short form content. I might make TikTok, but I'm not sure.
yeah. So when I started my Instagram, I thought I would like get kind of big on reels, and I
Hmm.
never did. But it's an interesting concept because I just watched a video. This guy named Tejas, I think that's how you say his name. He lives in
Oh
New
yes,
York, and
love his
he
channel.
made a video about David Dobrik, um,
Yeah.
like literally like going fully on Snapchat, and how Snapchat really got like their rise is I have lots of friends on Snapchat, and they love the platform because it kind of offers them a bunch of things, and Snapchat's payouts right now are incredibly really good and apparently really good, and they really work from short form content, um, so they're kind of making those TikTok copies, and
Hmm.
I think that the thriving of a platform, whether it be YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, or any other platform that comes up, Twitter, heck, is gonna be the creator to viewer like base. Like how friendly is it? That went off topic, but it's just kind of where the thought process went
Yeah.
with the short form creators. But yeah.
Yeah, no, I know the video you're talking about David Dobrik. It's an incredible video. I like love that guy's channel now. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That whole content closet, that's what they're calling themselves. Colt Kerwin, him and this other guy. They're all incredible, not gonna lie. But
Oh, I haven't heard of
is
the
my
others.
mic?
I gotta check them out. Yeah, your mic's
Oh
okay.
yeah, Colt Kerwin makes incredible videos. Like
Yeah.
he's a non-keeper for everyone watching this podcast. But he makes incredible content. One went really viral, and it was a video of his called "I Actually Traced My Dreams for 1 year," and that came out like 3 months ago, and that went really viral. And he films for a lot of those New York YouTubers, so that's why he's not very consistent. But he just posted a new video, and they're this kind of brings me to a whole different topic, but they're pioneering something that could go into cubing. Because if you look at the Mr. Beastification of YouTube, that's a really thrown around term right now in YouTubing, and I don't know
Hmm.
if anyone who's not a YouTuber really knows about that. But as a YouTuber, we're having the word Mr. Beastification thrown around a lot, and it's not a bad thing. But these like cinematic vloggers, they're kind of starting a new era, and I really hope that Mr. Beastification and these new vloggers can be collabed into cubing. Like you're kind of a
Yeah,
pioneer of that right now, but
I
that's
guess
kind of
so.
off topic. But yeah, but any YouTuber watching this who like knows what I'm talking about, it's definitely like this thing that's out there right now of like what kind of content are we gonna make on YouTube? It could be both, and it could be really good for cubing because we tend to like kind of react to the trends and make them cubing, like cubify them. That's probably a YouTuber name. I'm probably gonna get copyrighted. I don't think I can get
The
copyrighted for that.
cubification of YouTube.
The cubification, yeah.
Yes.
Cubification is happening right now because of the Max thing everywhere. Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
we were talking about. We're kind of getting low on time, so I'm gonna go ahead and ask you some non-cubing questions because I started doing that a while back for just kind of some spice in the podcast, and I thought it was pretty fun.
All right. I
So
like
yeah,
it.
are you ready? So
Yes.
the first
Go ahead.
thing I'm gonna ask you some kind of the world's like favorite questions. The first one is: are there more wheels or doors in the world?
Oh my God. Okay. Wait. I've thought about this. I think I came to a conclusion, but okay. I have no idea. Okay. Wait. Doors or cars have four wheels. Some have four doors, but there's also like Lego tires, like the little wheels there. There's doors like in an office building. There's probably hundreds or thousands of doors. Um, I guess if we count things, I know people are saying ball bearings are also wheels. I'm not sure how I
Yeah,
feel about
I
that.
thought about that.
Hmm. I don't know. I'm gonna have to say wheels. I have
Yeah,
no real justification for that, but there's a lot of cars, a lot of vehicles. I'm gonna say wheels.
that's what I'm saying. Due to the fact that I think there's a lot of trucks in the road that we don't realize. Like, think about if I
Yeah.
go to Publix, it's gonna be stopped. You know what I mean? And that's from a truck. and those have a lot of wheels. And I guess if you
Yeah.
count doors, they could have wheels. So that's kind of the conclusion. I see what you're saying there, though.
But think
The
about it.
next one,
In Publix, the freezer aisle, all the doors in there.
yeah, they technically probably have like a wheel in there. I'm not really sure, honestly.
Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, it's a tough question.
Yeah. But on to the next one, so no one's brain burst. Do you pour milk before cereal or cereal before milk?
Oh, cereal before
You know.
milk all the way.
Okay, I agree. I was gonna say we have the
Okay,
psychopath
good.
on the podcast. Do you say anything else? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think most people agree on that one. The next one, I just have some like these random ones, people love to toss around. Would you say you should sleep with your socks on or sleep without your socks on? Or sleep with different
Oh,
socks on?
I sleep without unless it's really cold, unless it's like December
Hmm.
and it's like really cold. I sleep without socks.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. People freak out about that. I don't know, there's a very loyal audience to both.
Oh,
But yeah, I agree with that.
yeah.
It's funny little random non-streaming questions. Oh, I agree with that. Anyway, the very last one, and people love to rave over this one: pineapple on pizza or no pineapple on pizza?
No pineapple. I accidentally had pineapple on pizza once, because it was like I think it was like some Hawaiian pizza was the only kind they had, and I tried picking off the pineapple, but I still I missed one. I ate it. I didn't really like it,
Uh,
so no
that's why I
pineapple
disagree
is
with
for
you.
me. I have some friends that would disagree with me very much.
Yeah, I can
Yeah,
understand why people wouldn't like it, but I like pineapple on pizza.
yeah.
Anyway,
Maybe I should
that's
give
the
it a
end of the
second chance.
podcast. Yeah,
All
I don't
right,
know. It's
it's
up
been
to you.
fun. It's been a fun
Yep,
conversation.
same here. Thank you for coming on the podcast.
Yep. Subscribe to
Bye.
Cubing with Chens and TeboeCubes.
Yep. Bye.